Chris Young once again for oldermuscles.com, and today I got something really cool to show you. Before I get into what's in this package, let's talk about the mid-1990s, of which I was coming of age, and I was certainly not alone. There was a lot of us. It can be a little confusing as to like what generation that was. I've heard that you are like a younger Gen X or an older millennial. On Reddit, there's a term that's been coined, and I think it's most applicable, called a Zennial with an X. It's like kind of combining a Gen X and a millennial. To me, that title more accurately captures the generation that I'm a part of. And in the mid-90s, there was a little group that you may have heard of called the Wu-Tang Clan, and if you didn't hear about them, then I don't know what you were doing with your life around that time, because they were huge. If I'm remembering correctly, their debut album was in 1993, and one of the members of that group, the legend himself, Method Man, came out with his own debut album in 1994 called TICAL. My friends and I had it both on cassette tape and on CD, depending which one of us it was. And either way, whichever medium it was on, we played the hell out of it. In an interview well after that album came out, Method Man shared that TICAL stands for Taking Into Consideration All Lives. So it's an acronym. You can Google it. The interview is pretty easy to find. And so against that backdrop and within that context, I want to also point out that Method Man has his own fitness and apparel company called TICAL Athletics. And one of the things that he sells is wrist wraps. And that's what's inside of this package. Been waiting to open it because I wanted to make a video of it. So this is going to be my first time looking at it, just as it's your first time looking at what's inside this package. So for starters, you can see that's how it comes in the mail. And there it is. And unfortunately, I can already see that I cut into the little holder action. That doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really going to be keeping them in this holder, but I guess you could learn from me to not cut out the bottom of it when you're opening up the package. So there's the outside package. You could see, I mean, a wrist wrap's pretty self-explanatory, right? You got the logo right there for TICAL Athletics. It says in their logo, training is commitment and lifestyle. So I'll set that package down there, pull this wrist wrap out, see what we're dealing with here. Got that same logo on there, TICAL Athletics. It's got the B on there. Has some super awesome branding. And that Velcro is on there strong, which is a good sign because you're going to want these real tight on your wrists. And that Velcro is for real. So you got this top part, which is a B honeycomb type design. You got the Velcro part, and then you got the end of it. Pretty awesome. So rather than me put on these wrist wraps, because I'm not even 1/10 of 1/1,000,000% as cool as Method Man, I'm going to bring up him on Facebook, one of his Facebook posts. As you can see, he's wearing the wrist wraps. And Method Man, he's in his mid-50s, and he is a beast in the weight room. He frequently posts videos of himself working out, and the dude is pushing weight. Even if he wasn't in his mid-50s, the amount of weight that he's doing without really any effort, pretty impressive. So I've needed a pair of wrist wraps for a while now, because I'm middle-aged. It's all about safety first. I mean, you always want to have safety first, but especially when you're over the age of 40. Safety is paramount. And the heavier weight that you lift, the greater the likelihood that you're going to get hurt, especially if you're doing upper body workouts, presses and whatnot. You're going to want to protect those wrists. As Method Man said on one of his posts, rather than wait till you get hurt and start using wrist wraps, why not use them ahead of time and be proactive? Something along those lines, I'm paraphrasing. And so a pair of wrist wraps that are not Method Man created and endorsed seem to run in the 20s or 30s. These wrist wraps from TICAL Athletics were $40, which obviously is more than the average. But I guarantee those other generic wrist wraps don't look as cool as this. At 40 smackers, I'm definitely satisfied with what I got. I already knew they were going to be pretty cool, but getting to see them in person, they're definitely really, really cool. If you don't follow Method Man and TICAL Athletics on social media, I suggest you do because you're missing out. Posts a lot of good stuff there, both from his music career and acting career. But like I said, he also posts a lot of workout stuff, and a lot of it's super motivational. I always look forward to when he posts, what he's doing in the gym that day, seeing what he's doing and seeing how much he's pushing. If you're looking for a pair of wrist wraps, especially some nostalgic ones, maybe want to give these a consideration. Catch you folks next time.